everyone, this is Sue from Sue's Paper Creations. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and today I have for you a rustic card using this beautiful Country Rose stamp set. So here is my card here, and I want to show you where I got the inspiration from this card from. So you can find this stamp set on page 163 of the current annual catalog, and you can see some of the beautiful samples that are in there. Now, while I was away on the Stampin' Up! Alaska Incentive Cruise, I was very lucky to be able to go on that this year. We got a chance to check out a whole bunch of different samples that all sorts of demonstrators from all over the world had come and brought. So on this big board of displays, there was this beautiful card, and it's just a little tiny note card, but I love the look of how this stamp set was stamped directly on our Wood Textures Designer Series paper. So I don't know whose card this was on the board because we couldn't see who made the samples, but I want to thank you for this inspiration. And if you happen to see my video, then please post in the bottom and say it was me, because I just love the look of this. So I decided to do my own little twist on it and make it into a nice masculine rustic birthday card. Okay, so I am going to get started. I currently have a host code, and if you place an order through me through my online store, I would love to gain your business. If you happen to do that and your order is over $50, I am going to send you a little gift in the mail. If it happens to be over $60, then you get onto my In It to Win It board, which I give away some really cool gifts. Okay, so again, you have to be within Canada to be able to shop with me, but I would love to have a chance to send you catalogs and to inspire you, because after going on this trip and meeting so many fantastic demonstrators from all over the world, it's like I've been jump started all over again, and I can't wait to share all sorts of creations with you guys. So yeah, so I'm going to get started, okay? So this card was actually part of my first barbecue Stampin' Social. So again, if you are local within Victoria, British Columbia, and you want to come out for a night of creating, socializing, and then we kind of have a nice social time in the backyard where we have a burger, we hang out, we visit, you know, please let me know and you can join in. I'm having one on the 15th and the 27th of August, and I'd love for you to come out, join me. I would love to meet you. So if you're in the neighborhood, let me know, okay? So for this one, on my sample, there is all sorts of different woods that are in the wood textured DSP. So this one is slightly different grain to it, but all of them are beautiful, and you can see just how the images bounce off of them slightly different. So this one, you might notice it more because there's some lighter kind of wood texture in here, but I still think it's going to be pretty, and I wanted just to show you a different tone of the wood that's in there. Okay, so I'm going to start with early espresso ink, and I am going to stamp, oh, look at how that horse just jumps off the page. I'm going to stamp 3 of the main images from this Country Road stamp set, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of making just kind of like a collage of these old kind of rustic looking images to create somewhat of a little scene there. I love the wheel, it's so pretty. So that is what I've got on there with the different images, and that's just in straight espresso on that wood grain, and I think it looks so pretty. So again, whoever made that sample, I want to thank you for this inspiration because I love the look of it. Now, I'm going to frame this in on a piece of early espresso. Now, this sheet here is 2 inches by 5. This one here that I'm putting it on is 2.5 by 5.25. And the reason why I have got it slightly wider is because I like the look of being a little bit off center like this. So I like to have sometimes a little bit more of a frame on one side than the other. I just like to mix it up a little that way, okay? Now, I am going to add a little embellishment on this piece, and this beautiful ribbon is our mixed satin red ribbon. Now, this is not in the catalog yet. It is from our brand new Christmas catalog that is going to be coming out for you guys on September the 1st. So, for those who were on the trip to Alaska, we were very lucky to be spoiled by Stampin' Up, and they delivered little parcels to our room every night. It was amazing. This was my first trip with them, and it was such an amazing experience for me. They would send little gifts with little tags, and with each tag it was tied around these are the little tiny things that came in, and each time they had this beautiful red ribbon tied around these tags with the little gifts, and that's how it was presented. So I ended up with tons of this ribbon, and I just had to use it. So I cut little pieces, and I love to so this is something you could do with those little tiny pieces of beautiful ribbon you don't want to throw out yet. Just fold them, just add a little staple, and it just adds just a little bit of shine, a little bit of texture to the layers in your cards. So I just love the look of that. So it just adds a little something, something. All right, so I'm going to bring in my cherry cobbler, and I have textured this with Oh My Stars textured embossing folder. I thought it went perfect with this kind of country feel that I've got going for this card. And it's a beautiful color to do it in. I love it with the cherry cobbler, how it pops off of there. So I'm going to add my layers together, just like this. Oh. There we go. And this comes together quite easy once you get the stamping done. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to finish it up. I'm going to bring in Very Vanilla is what I used instead of the Whisper White, just because I like the vanilla better with this rustic look. And I'm going to bring in our Blueberry Bushel. So this is one of the new in colors. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to bring in that cool kind of rustic star from the set. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of stars around the edges. I don't want them to be too dark because I'm going to be using the cherry cobbler to do my happy birthday. So I'm going to stamp it off lightly a couple times. And then what it does is I'm not going to re-ink it, but it's going to give me a lighter version each time of that star to go around the edge. Okay, then when I bring in my cherry cobbler, the cherry cobbler is going to pop off of that background a little bit more, because if that blue was too dark, then you would lose that happy birthday in there because you wouldn't be able to see it over top of the blue. So that just makes it so that you can see it a little bit better when you stamp off and use it's called generation stamping, and you get it lighter and lighter. Okay, so we're not done yet. I'm going to bring in, I want to bring that Blueberry Bushel a little bit for a little strip of blue in the background. This is from, we've got our Designer Series paper stacks back. They're 6x6 now, which is the perfect size to use on your cards. And there's stripes on one side, and there's polka dots on the other, and there's a couple different patterns. But I think they're the perfect sheets for little accents for things. I'm going to bring in some copper. This is our copper thread, and I want to just add a little bit in behind here. I'm looking for my dimensions. There they are. So I'm going to show you an easy way to put this on. This copper thread, again, just adds another element that's super easy to do and really quick. Our metallic threads are super inexpensive, and you get enough that will last you for a really long time. I think, if I had to guess, I think there's 25 yards on these spools, if I remember right. And they're really reasonable, like around, I want to say $5, somewhere around there. So you get a lot for your $5, and it will last you for a very long time. So you can see how I put a couple Stampin' Dimensions on the back of there. I just twine back and forth my twine, wrapped it so it went over the edges, so that when I put it on, you can see that little bit of metallic thread just popping through. I'm gonna just put it over top of that little bit of Blueberry Bushel Designer Series paper, and that is going to finish off my card. So there you have it. Again, this was one that I did at the Stampin' Barbecue. I am going to do videos on the other ones from the barbecue as well, so you guys can check it out. So if you don't want to miss those, just push subscribe, and you can follow the rest of my videos, and you'll be able to keep up to date with what's current and what I'm doing. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, if you want to follow me on Facebook, my Facebook page is just Sue's Paper Creations. If you're wanting to shop online and you are seeing this on Facebook, I have a just shop now button on the top right, and right underneath that is the current host code, which will be this one listed. So you can place those orders if you like. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. So again, Country Road is a keeper. It's beautiful. So there you go. And don't be afraid to stamp right directly on your DSP. As I got some inspiration from a stamper on the cruise, I love the look of this. So you might see a little bit more of stamping on this wood grain from me. Okay? See you later. Bye for now.